Please remember to subscribe to my videos or hit like if you like them. And please comment. I really enjoy comments. I like to interact with my viewers and stuff. I really love that. And if you have any questions, please ask. So, it's something I don't think of, someone else might think of it, you know, and vice versa. So please ask away, please. So I'm gonna probably make a video on, you know, in the snow, how to find Tinder and stuff like that. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, so right along here, we've got these evergreens. And underneath the evergreens, as you know, there's always needles. These are white pine. So there's gonna be white pine needles under here. See that? Look at that. Okay? Just guaranteed. You know they're under there. So I can grab a bundle of them, which I'm going to do, and I'm going to put them in one of my pockets and hopefully dry them out. And in fact, I'm not even going to put it in my pocket. I'm going to put it kind of close to my body so it dries out. But not right against my skin because my sweat and all that will make it moist. So I got a little handful. I can get more, but I don't feel like it because I really shouldn't be bending over. But I'm going to add these to other Tinder I find, which I just found some more. Just by looking up, I've got some grass there. So I'm going to harvest some of that. The tips should be dry. The tips of that grass should be on the dry side, so I'm going to grab that too. That's a little bit on the dry side. Not as dry as I'd like it, but it's better than nothing. So I'm going to grab a few tips of these too to add to my Tinder bundle. Okay, so I just harvested some cedar bark with the edge of my knife. I scraped it. How do I show you this? I took my knife perpendicular to the tree and I scraped it up and down, and I got some shredded bark off of that. I actually got a lot of bark off of that, and that's actually some awesome, wonderful Tinder right there. And I was filming it, and then I found out when I'm done doing that and talking and everything, the battery died. Again, cold weather kills the batteries. Ooh, here's some dead standing pine needles. Ideal. Yeah, look at that. So, shake that snow off. We've got some really good pine needles right here. Nice and dry because they're off the ground. Collect your fire materials and tinder and everything as far off the ground as possible because it's going to be drier than if it's on the ground. Even though these are covered in snow, I'm willing to bet they're a lot drier than the ones that I just found under the snow. So over there, I can see some reed grass. And the tips of that stuff is also really good for tinder. I see it collecting a lot of snow though, so it might not be dry enough. But there's the woods. That's where I'm going to try to find some more tinder in the branches for my fire. So we've got some reed grass here. And this stuff's, as you can see, it's collected a lot of snow on it. But I discovered the underside is actually fairly dry when you shake it off. That's right onto my clothing. My body heat's going to warm that snow up, it's going to melt, and then my jacket will be wet. That wasn't smart. So I'm shaking it off lightly. This one's covered with snow. Look at that. This one's dry. This one's dry underneath, okay? So that's some tinder I can use right there, and I'm gonna harvest a little bit of this. Sorry, plant. I hate hurting these plants, but being this time of year and stuff, they've gone to seed. Well, that's what this is, left over. I'm only taking a little bit. There's a lot here. I'm only taking a bit. I don't like just abusing the landscape for my needs. I'm not gonna die, you know. I've got a home to go to tonight, and so you know, I'm not going to take more than I need. Now, I'm in the woods now, somewhat. This is a creek bed right here. So as you can see, the sky's open above me. But right in there, there's more cover. But you can hear that sound, the sound of the snow all hitting the leaves and stuff, and it sounds great. Just hearing that hit at night in the dark, hearing the odd like dog or deer in the background, you know, whatnot, just sounds amazing. So these are all beech trees. The guys that look like elephant skin, that's beech tree. So you can actually use the sawdust from that tree sort of as a flour and make kind of a bread out of it. It is edible is what I'm trying to say. It's not exactly a culinary art, but it can keep you alive for a period of time. Now what I'm going to try to do is look under some logs and stuff for some more tinder. I know there's dried grasses and rotting wood in these things, and there's a bunch of dried leaves. Another good way to spot beech from a distance are these light brown leaves, these tan leaves. They all rattle in the wind. Reminds me of the quaking aspens, which is a totally different tree. The snow's really picking up. So here's the beech leaves I was talking about. I find that these don't burn real well. They often soak up more moisture than it looks, but I'm going to grab a couple of them for the tinder bundle. With these leaves, I'm being careful to choose leaves that haven't collected snow inside them, because I just grabbed one that had a bunch of snow in it, and it made all the other leaves wet, so I had to discard that bundle. So I'm just grabbing a few of the dry ones. Yeah, here's some good grapevine here. This stuff doesn't burn as well as it looks, but here's some dry stuff underneath right here. See that? So I'm gonna grab a little bit of this bark here. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the bark because it's nice and dry. Look at that. This is dry bark, a huge amount of it, and some semi-rotted wood, which usually burns pretty good. I'm running out of pockets here. What I should do right now, actually what I'm very excited to do, is to check that that hole in that tree. I use that sometimes, and I always find some kind of tinder or stuffing from the mice and squirrels, some bedding. You gotta be careful for some of the illnesses that mice spread, like hantavirus and stuff. A little bit of dried leaves. The snow is blown in here because it's opened into the prevailing wind right now, but there is some rotting wood that I could use for the fire, so I'm going to grab a little bit of that, I think. Ah, that's a good piece. Yeah, termite wood. That stuff burns decent half the time. I'm only going to grab a little bit because I might need this someday. Yeah, that'll burn. I'm going to have to grab some little twigs and things now to get my fire started. This is stuff I'm talking about. There's tons of it. Look at this. Snaps right off. Very dry, makes that snap sound. This is great for fire building. So I'm going to grab some of those, and then I'm going to get the fire started. Look at this down tree here. See the dry spots underneath? See that piece of bark and branch under there? I don't know if you can see that, but that's some firewood right there. Okay? Look at this here. Okay? That's nice and dry. That's good kindling. Look at this, all this here, okay? Look at all that. So, there's where there's a will, there's a way. I've got some twigs and stuff, I've got tinder, I've got lots of dried, dead vegetation around me. Instead of getting a nice, good fire going, I'm just gonna start a fire. You know, everybody pretty much knows how to add twigs and kindling to a fire to get it going. Have a nice pile of wood on the side, tons and tons of it, because you're gonna burn through a lot. So let's just say I collected all that wood, I've got it set aside. Right now, as you can tell, you know, all around me, that would not take long. There's a lot of downed trees, okay? And right here, there's a dead hickory tree. Maybe it was a tulip poplar. Yeah, this was probably a tulip poplar or something. Regardless of what kind of tree this is right now, I gotta take this big old piece of bark off it. See that? And use that as the base for my fire, to put my fire on top of it to keep it away from the snow. I'm gonna mat down the snow. Okay, I could dig that away and get right down to bare ground, but the sun's gonna go down soon and I'll get a ticket on my car for being here, so I gotta do what I gotta do. Let's get this started and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, so I've got most of my tinder in that bag. Numb fingers, this is really hard. You're not there yet. So there you go, okay? The snow's coming down, everything's covered in snow. You can still get your fire going, okay? And I used the spark, my fingers were numb, and I still got it going. So, it is possible, but I don't want to get in trouble for doing this here. And so I'm gonna put this out, but I'm Chris Ignato. Thanks a lot for watching. Please hit like. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. Please question or comment if you like to, and stay warm, guys. You have a good day. I'm going to put this out. See? So it's really not that hard. If you keep your mind cool, take a good breath, and just look at your landscape and the surroundings around you, you can find dry wood, dry tinder, and in most cases you can get a fire going if you just keep your mind cool. So in the meantime, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'm Chris Ignato, signing out.